What's up, everybody? So we're back out in the shop with another daily vlog. Now, we just wrapped up the 5160 build, so we're going to start another knife, and we're going to make it out of something that I've wanted to do for a little while, and that is a rasp. So I haven't done one of these on video yet. This will be the first time y'all actually seeing me make a knife out of a rasp as opposed to a file. There are a few different steps that you got to do doing this versus a regular file, and especially this versus a piece of regular knife bar stock. So we are going to do that. I'm going to break it into multiple segments so that I can go into detail on the different steps that I do and the decisions that I make while turning this into a knife. And today what we're going to go ahead and do is do everything that we need to do to this to actually make it a knife shape and get it ready for doing bevels, heat treat, all that stuff. I'm going to go into detail on what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Let's go ahead, jump into it, get it done. So you can see that there's an actual texture to this file. All those little triangle pieces are pieces of file that have been moved up on it, so pressed out of the actual file itself. So there's little mountaintops, if you want to call them that, all down this file. And what we're doing right now is we're grinding them flat. You want to be able to take it and basically turn this piece into a bar stock. So you want to take all of those high points off, and it just takes time with the grinder and getting it all done. Now, this file was so sharp that at one point it slipped out of my hand and I went to grab it and it cut my thumb in about 6 spots. So it was a pretty sharp rasp. But we want to go ahead, just flatten it out, make it all one smooth piece. Now we're not going to be grinding the triangles out of it. We're just flattening it, just like you see right there. And that's what actually gives it that triangle effect on that pattern or texture, if you want to call it that. So what we're going to do here is just take some Krylon paint, and all we have is the template and some magnets holding the template down onto the rasp, and we're just going to take and lightly spray paint it around the edge of the template. We don't want to get too heavy with it because that paint will seep underneath the template and it will muddy up your lines. Just go real light. And this is the end result. You have a nice crisp outline, so when you go to cut it out, you know exactly where to go. Which is what we're doing right here. We're taking the angle grinder and we're just going to cut on the outside of that spray painted line, and we'll grind it back on the 2x72. You don't have to get super precise with this. I tend to go a little overboard whenever I'm cutting this out and try to get a little bit more precise than necessary, but you don't have to get too precise. And before somebody mentions it, I know I don't have a guard on my angle grinder. I know. I don't even own the guard anymore. What I do have though is I have a face shield, I have eye protection, I have a face mask on. I have plenty of things to protect me from things going in my face or something like that, but it is what it is. Maybe one of these days I'll go ahead and get a grinder that has a guard on it. And I know that I said you don't have to get very precise with this, but I really like knocking out a whole bunch of this stuff on the inside here, because it's not very easy getting into those areas with the belt grinder, or trying to take all of that off with my oscillating spindle sander. Now we're going to go ahead and take a 40 grit belt. This is a ceramic belt, and we're just going to shave it back to the line that we spray painted. Get a nice smooth edge all the way around it. And I do all of this before I do my normalizing or annealing process, just because this belt cuts hardened steel amazingly. So it's unnecessary for me to go through and anneal it already for just doing the rough shape of the knife and smoothing it out. And all we're doing right here is just smoothing out the grind lines that were going crossways on the spine. We're just smoothing everything out and making it all go one direction all the way around the edge of the knife. And I wanted to give you all a good angle of me doing the finger choil with the oscillating spindle sander. So you can see right here, there's some pretty deep gouges in there from the angle grinder. And this spindle sander just puts in work and will take a lot of that out. If y'all don't have one of these, y'all should really think about getting one. If you have a 2x72, you can get a small wheel attachment, but I don't have a small wheel attachment, so I'm using my spindle sander for now. They basically do the same thing. And what we're doing right here is we're getting it in the forge. We're going to go ahead and anneal it and normalize it at the same time. You do the same process for both. What we're going to do, we're going to heat it up to critical, and then we're going to cool it down as slow as possible. That's what you do when you anneal files. It's the same thing for normalizing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this process twice, normalize it twice, and in that process, it anneals the rasp. And now that we are annealed, you can go ahead and actually drill through it. Before, you wouldn't be able to drill through this because it would have been too hard. And I'm just using the template for the markings because if you try to hammer a center punch on this, all those lines are going to move the center punch off and it's not really going to make it stand out. The nice thing about a center punch is it gives you something to really be able to know where you're going to be drilling. And on a file like this, it's almost pointless. So I just use the template. And the pin holes on this knife are going to be 3/16 inch pins and a 1/4 inch lanyard hole. And we will take and drill extra holes in it to make the tang lighter so it's better balanced. Alright, so this is going to wrap up today's vlog. Now, where are we at? We got our knife cut out. We got it smoothed out on the belt grinder. We got it annealed / normalized. We did 2 normalizing cycles. And in the process of normalizing, it anneals the knife anyways. So it takes all the hardness out of it. And then we got pinholes put in, lanyard hole, and then 2 weight reduction holes. It's going to be balanced pretty good. I'm excited to see what it's going to be like once we do the stock removal on the blade and then add the handles. It'll probably weight it a little bit more to the handle, but it should still be balanced pretty well. This pattern is going to be absolutely awesome. I don't know if y'all have seen many Rasp knives, but you've got this cool triangle effect on this side, and then you have all of the lines on this side. So it's going to be a really cool knife. Can't wait to get this one finished, but what we're going to do is we're going to do tomorrow's Shop Talk Tuesday, and then on Wednesday we'll pick back up with this, and we'll go ahead and get the bevels done. We'll go ahead and get it heat treated and then tempered, and that's what we'll do on that one. And just like I did on this video, I'm going to be breaking down the reasons why I'm making the decisions that I'm making. Hopefully it helps y'all out. But let's go ahead, end this one. Guys, give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, share this video or share a video I've done in the past. And if you would, bottom corner, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you get notified of when this video releases and then more like it. Thank y'all for coming by. Thank y'all for checking this out. Y'all have an amazing day, and I'll catch y'all next time.